Yo. Welcome back to Quissy Bowl TV. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode 49 of what ManDem saying. Big up to ManDem in the building. Please, you know the deal. Let's do some house cleaning. Share, subscribe, and like, the algorithm. Let's get this subs up. Let's get the likes up. Please. Let's get this show on the road. I'm not going to waste your time. We out here. We're going to discuss so many things. Of course, this is a Liverpool channel, mostly fan channel, but today we talk about everything, anything, any club. We make fun of a few clubs because that's what we do. Of course, we have to banter. Liverpool are 2 wins away from number 20. Y'all know the deal. Salah signed a new contract. Virgil is on his way to sign his contract. So, Liverpool is feeling good. We are crawling into the finish line, but we are feeling nice right now. We are feeling nice. And hey, being a Liverpool fan is also being unbearable sometimes. So hey, we have suffered. But now we win it. So why not should we not enjoy our dubs? So big up to ManDem in the building. Thank you so much. Please, as I say, share, subscribe, and like. And when you come in later, please do comment. Agree, disagree, comment. We will reply. Just be respectful. That's all. So let's move on. Let's talk about Liverpool. Of course, we didn't have a chance to talk about the match on Sunday, Liverpool versus West Ham at Anfield. My thought is just going to be quick. There's no need for us to be talking about Liverpool too much. We already know the deal. I felt like we started off the game really well. It felt like the old Liverpool, the one that started the league, the reason why Liverpool is on top of the league. I think first half we played well. West Ham, some people say West Ham were reserved, they sat back and they take a lot of punishment. I don't think it was just that. I felt like we played well to the point where they realized that they can press us too much. They can come at us a little bit. So they picked their time. They had a few chances in the first half that maybe like, okay, hey, Liverpool, be careful. But I think that the first half we played well. I was very impressed. As a matter of fact, I tweeted on X that I haven't seen us like that in a long time. The ball movement was good, the running was good, the passes was good. Defense was a little bit more solid, and you could tell that they wanted the dub. And as you can see, we scored the first goal, another assist to Salah. Put it in, I think he tied Henri's record, or his assist and goal has broken the record, right? He broke in Haaland's record. So it was very good. You could see that the team really had the bounce. Maybe it could be the bounce that Salah signing a new contract was what they wanted, or Virgil saying I'm staying. There was a little bit of a shift compared to what we saw against Everton and Fulham. Uh, and also the fact that Arsenal draw also gave him a little encouragement, you know. So it was a good first half. Second half, we went right back to the Liverpool that we've seen in a couple weeks, which was what was that? I remember the commentator saying that Liverpool, and especially in the first half, when we were creating so many chances and we were not putting them away, he's like, you don't want to become like Arsenal, especially when Arsenal played Brentford. Arsenal score a goal real fast, and then eventually the Brentford just stuck around, right? They stuck around, and then hit them with a with an equalizer. So, he wanted to get Liverpool say, hey, very important to score a second goal so he could get away with it, so that you can put them to bed. But, you know, we did not. In the second half, I believe we did score and they call it back. Um, there was a penalty shout that the ref should have given us, but I don't know how VAR could tell me that Ward Price's hand was in a natural way. When the corners come in, his hand is dangling all over the place, and they didn't call that a penalty kick. It's amazing how sometimes these refs, especially when you have VAR, they don't understand that VAR is making them foolish. It's not that VAR is not working. VAR is doing his job really well by showing the incompetency of the referees. But I'm not going to make it under another referee attack, because we know that if they keep on letting this referee officiate like this without any repercussion, this will be the downfall of the EPL. I've already said it. I believe it. If these referees are not properly managed or properly trained, they will be the downfall of the EPL, so-called the greatest league in the world. But, we let them stuck around and they came back on us. The goal that they scored was off our mistakes again. There was a lot of mistakes during the game. Something that we've seen in the last 2 months since February. There's been a lot of defensive mistakes, whether it's the defense or the entire defensive structure of the team. Virgil again made a mistake. He didn't listen to Robo's call, and he kicked the ball and hit Robo, and it deflected in a goal. Every goal that I have seen has been a defensive error in the last 2 months. PSG, Konate bumping into not like it's that I don't know. I'm trying to not giving them an excuse, but I would chalk it to some form of fatigue towards the end of the season. And I think that is something that Anslot needs to fix next season. I was on Antsman's show, big up to Ants, and I said next season he needs to figure out why in the last 4 years, every time we get to between January and March, we have a serious dip. Like, you can seriously see the dip that we get, right? We fall into. Arsenal is known to do that. When Arsenal Wenger was there, you knew from December to February Arsenal was going to fall off. Last season, that's what cost them the season, right? This season, the same thing. But Liverpool, for the last 4 years, even when Klopp was there, we've been falling off, especially last year, between January to March, where our form just disappeared from nowhere. And that is something that Anslot needs to fix next season, because next season we are falling into a World Cup season. Every international match is going to matter. So these players are going to be playing football starting August to July. It's going to be competitive, especially those who get the opportunity to play in the international games. They're going to be playing competitive football. Nowadays you could chalk it to, hey, international friendlies here and there. Once or two countries have competitive friendly, not competitive friendly, but competitive matches. So some players don't use, some don't even go, some just don't even take it as serious. But now, starting in August all the way to July, those who get the opportunity to be in international squad are going to be playing competitive. So we need to figure out what is our problem when we get between January and March. So that means if we're going to go undefeated between August to January, we need to figure it out. We have to do it because we can't be dropping points between then and then when we get to the final, the run in, and we're doing what we just did this season. If Arsenal were, somebody put it in there. If Arsenal won all their games, they will be 1 point behind us. In the last couple of weeks, the games that they've drew, the 7 games that they've drew in the last couple 7 draws that they had, they would have be 1 point behind us or 1 point ahead of us. So this is something that we need to be making sure that next season Anslot needs to fix it. So, but at the end of the day, the captain stepped up, and that's what you want your captain to do, right? That's something that Stephen G has left us as a Liverpool fans. When everything is failing, everything is going bad, guess what? He grabs everybody and say, "Follow me," right? That's what we are used to in terms of Liverpool leadership. So big up to Virgil for not allowing what happened in the last few minutes of the game kind of affect everything else, and then he stepped up and scored a goal. Also, one person that I need to big up, Robo calling out Virgil was essential. That is what, see, people like to get on Robo and he doesn't play well and he's this and that. People forget that Robo is also a captain of his nation. He is the captain of his country. So right there, when that mistake happened and Robo just went off on Virgil, you probably never seen him. I don't remember the last time I see Robo going like that at Virgil. That was the captain, the leader, coming out of him. And also bigging up Virgil for him accepting the fact that, yes, I screwed up. Because he could have turned around and yelled back at Robo, and then that would have just basically destroyed the team right there. We would have probably just end up with a draw or probably even lose. But Virgil accepted it and said, "You know what? Follow me. Follow the leader." And the part where you can see why Liverpool team is so special is when Virgil scored the goal, Robo went right to him and gave him a kiss. And Virgil also accepted it. Because that's what leaders do. True leaders, that is. We don't point fingers and throw our hands in the air and basically give up. Virgil did not. But I like what Robo did. Some people are talking about, oh, he should have. Nah, that's the true leader right there. Sometimes the leader needs to be called out. You see, Virgil right now does not have Carragher on his side. See, that's what made Stephen G and Carragher so their dynamics in terms of leadership so great. When Stevie G when all in doubt, he had Carragher to, as much as I don't like Carragher, but nowadays. But Carragher, in terms of his leadership during the time when he realized that he needs to help out Stevie G, he stepped up. Right? Milner and Henderson, same thing. When Henderson, things were going bad, Milner was right there to help him out. Right now, Virgil does not have anybody. So sometimes it's Robo, sometimes it's Allison. So that day, and it's not just about, helping him out, pat him in the back. No, Virgil don't need that. What Virgil needed was somebody to tell him, "Hey, my captain, you screwing up." That is leadership right there. And the fact that he accepted it and said, "You know what? Yes, it's on me. My bad." He goes in, score a goal, all is well. And hence the reason why I'm not going to over emphasize on how, I wouldn't say poor, but we did not play too well in the second half. I don't know what happened, but we went out with 3 points. Right now we move on. We got 2 more wins. 2 more wins and we're pumping that champagne, right? 2 more wins and we're getting number 20. So let's support them, and it's gonna be nice because all we need them is to play well in the next 2 games. You beat Leicester, which it will not be an easy game going out there because if we win, Leicester gets relegated. So they're gonna fight for their life. And if Liverpool want this to be sweet, and I think that's why they're holding on Virgil's contract signing. That is, announcing it. I think it's they want to announce it maybe a day before the Tottenham game because if we beat Leicester, which we should beat them, we win the league home. So that you beat Leicester, that means the home game at Anfield is gonna be crazy. Everybody's gonna be there. Everybody is gonna be there. The whole FSG ownership by LeBron, because LeBron is in the playoffs right now. Everybody's gonna be there. I don't know how much the ticket is gonna cost. The party, I can't imagine. It's gonna feel like an European night at Anfield. The bus coming through, the fans gonna be cheering. I'm pretty sure they're gonna greet the bus from the hotel all the way. There's gonna be a red mist from the hotel to the stadium. It's gonna be pandemonium. It's gonna be crazy. And that's what we want. We want to win because we deserve that. Liverpool fans deserve this. Last time we won, the stadium was quiet. The whole pandemic tried to stop us. So on this one, we this number 20, yes, we are drawing with Man United. It is a special win, right? 19 was sweet. After 30 years, but a whole pandemic tried to stop us and it couldn't. So this one, the reason why this one is so special is because guess what? The fans are gonna be there. The fans are gonna be there. And if we win on Saturday, I believe the game's on Saturday, right? Let's check it out. Let's check it out. Liverpool versus Spurs is on Sunday. Sorry, people. Sorry. Even better. Even better. It's on Sunday. It is gonna be so crazy. Let me see. I guess I got it mixed up with. Oh, Leicester is on Saturday. It's this Saturday. Am I tripping? No, Leicester is also on Sunday. Wow. From now on, all our games on Sunday. So it's gonna be special, people. It's gonna be special. So Liverpool needs to win that game tomorrow on Saturday. It's one game at a time. Still, yes, we got two more wins. Some people think that we can't even win on Sunday, because Ipswich can beat Arsenal. We saw what they did to Chelsea, right? Ipswich. We saw what Ipswich did to Chelsea. So big up to ManDem in the building. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button as you walk in. Share and subscribe, man. Let's get the subs up, people. Let's get the subs up. YouTube is screwing up with my counters, man. I don't know what's going on. One view, they tell me I had 270 views, and then the next day they change it to 16. I'm like, what's going on? My counters are up. So please, let's offset that by hitting the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe. Appreciate you. Yeah, so on with this coming weekends, people, we need to party. We need to party. First of all, we need to beat Leicester first on Sunday. After that, the party starts, right? So I can imagine how crazy Anfield is gonna be in 2 weeks if the script is followed. If the script is followed, and guess what? Jurgen Klopp is gonna be there too. Oh my goodness, that party outside, everything that's gonna go outside. People are not gonna sleep. People are not gonna sleep. That Sunday, if everything goes according to schedule, it's gonna be crazy. And then in next month when the parade starts, Last time we got what 750,000 people. I think this one we're probably gonna be close to a 2 million. It's gonna be close to 2 million because nobody party like the way LFC parties. I mean, it's given. So yeah, but big up to Mandem. We won 2-1. Um, Another big fight is coming on Sunday, and we have to do it. So big up to Mandem, big up to Mandem. Virgil, Robo, all them people. Allison made some serious saves. And then you have to shout out to West Ham, man. West Ham is surprising with all the Pacheta. You got Kudus, Bowen, you got all these players. Why are they always struggling? I can't figure them out. West Ham should be where at least minimum where um, Brentford is. You know what I mean? Big up to Irishman. He's in the building. Irishman, if you are available, man, let me know. I'll send you the link. We can chop it up a little bit. Big up yourself. Please go check out my brother's channel, the Irishman Football. Um, Great content out there, man. Um, yeah, man. At West Ham, I don't get it. Why West Ham is the players they have. And I keep saying David Moore is a genius. People don't want to give him credit. Look what he's doing at Everton. Everton should be in the bottom two right now, but he saved them. Manchester United should have kept him. I've told people that was one of the biggest mistakes. But yeah, West Ham have way too many good players to be struggling like that, and they're very lucky that the other bottom three sucks. Otherwise, Everton, West Ham, Manchester United, Tottenham will be all part of the relegation dogfight towards the end of the season. It's just that the bottom three are so bad this year that those teams can relax a little bit. Yeah, but Kudus, man, Kudus is he gave us a lot of problems. The guy, he's playing better. I was worried about him. I felt like he needed a new manager. He needed a new team. Excuse me. To by January because the way things were going, you could even tell it was affecting him when he played for Ghana. But right now, I don't know what Potter has done, but you could see the new, or not even the new, the old Kudus is back. Strong on the ball, real fast, dangerous at any time, anywhere on the field, he's dangerous, right? When he gets the ball, you have that and feel the sense that something can happen. I think the problem with him right now is the consistency of his teammates. That's why it's affecting him. And he needs to find another club because he can't be stuck at West Ham another year like this. And this is his last chance to be in the majors right now because Kudus should have been doing where Mane did. At this point of his career, starting next season, Kudus should be doing how Mane stepped up. So personally, he needs to leave West Ham. If I was him, if you don't get any of the top three clubs, Newcastle should be a squad that because Newcastle is going to be in the Champions League. Uh, Aston Villa is a squad that I think Kudus can do very well. Right? Even Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest is probably going to be in the Champions League next season. The way they are struggling right now is looking kind of shaky. But if I was Nottingham Forest next season, if we are in the Champions League, Kudus should be a player that you should look at. Newcastle for sure. Right? Eddie Howe can definitely do great things with Kudus. If Kudus don't get a top three club. But he needs to leave. His agent needs to do what they have to do to get him out of West Ham. I'm sorry, West Ham fans, but this kid is way too special because even his counterpart, the other Ghanaian at Bournemouth, is getting looks from big clubs. The sad thing is, Man U is also looking at him, but Semenyo. But I hope that he doesn't go to Man U because that would destroy his career. But Kudus needs to be in the top three club. And if he can't be in the top three club, he needs to be in Newcastle. I mean, Forest, because I'm pretty sure Forest might not be in the next Champions League. But if they do go to Champions League this year, that's a player that they can use. You know what I mean? So that's what it is, man. But West Ham played well, I think, in the second half. They caused us a lot of problem. When they break with intent. There's always something that looks like it's going to happen, right? Now let's move on. We talked about Salah got his contract, which is great things because I feel like it gives, for recruitment purposes, it makes our recruitment looks good because players want to play with Salah, right? You don't want to go to a big squad like Liverpool and there's no world class players in there, even if you are winning. You players want to play with great players. Virgil is staying. That alone also helps recruitment because guess what? Who doesn't want to play? Which defenders, which center backs don't want to play around Virgil? Learn something from Virgil before he's done with football. And people always like, oh, he's old, he's old. Messi's still playing. Ronaldo's still playing. And these days, these players take very good care of themselves. Gone are the days when somebody turns 32, 33, you'll be like, okay, well, it's up to the sunset. Nah, these players can play till they're 40. What's his name? Pepe played till he was like almost 90. Idea is these some players take very good care of themselves. Some players are very smart. They know how to play. They know how to take care of themselves. So people thinking that Virgil 2 years from now, we could still be talking about give this guy another 2-year contract. Same with Salah. So yeah, we cannot use them 60 games out of the season, but you can use them for a lot of time. And personally, I'm so glad that they are staying, especially Virgil. Especially Virgil. So the next year, we're not going to use him that much. That's why we need another center back. Yeah, Trent, we don't know. We don't know what's going on with Trent, whether he's going to stay or he's going to move on. But I think we're going to hear something after today, possibly, because Arsenal is playing Real Madrid at the Bernabeu. After we win the league, he might announce whether he's staying or he's leaving. Right? That's what it is. But a lot of people, are saying that he's moving on. I'll wait till, just like people, it's funny how Liverpool fans are. When the announcement came out that Salah and Virgil are saying, people came out and said, oh, well, I will wait till I see them signing. But if the same people who reported that they're staying had said Salah and Virgil are moving on, there would have been a whole bunch of noise talking about FSG out, LFC is cooked, all that. They will believe it when it's negative about the club, but when it's positive, they want to see it. It never makes sense to me. Never makes sense to me. But like I say, with Trent, I'm pretty sure we're going to hear something after maybe the Sunday. Because then, you win on Sunday, then we know that the league is basically wrapped up, right? Big up to Christian. Good to see you, brethren. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for coming through. Appreciate you. Hit the like button. So I think maybe next week we will hear something about Trent. Virgil, I think they're gonna sign. The signing of the announcement of Virgil staying is probably gonna be next week, also because they want the PR has to make it. You got to make it look nice. You got to make it look nice. Already we have seen video. There's some clips of of cameras, Virgil doing some commercial stuff on the side. So we've seen it. We've seen that things are moving. There's happy times to Liverpool, right? And now let's move on to transfer. Transfers, I think transfers will be good for Liverpool. It's gonna be a busy. Everybody's saying it's gonna be a busy season. The manager have said it. All the so-called big um, Junos have said it. The captain have said it. All are saying the same thing. It's going to be a very, very busy summer for Liverpool. Whether there's going to be incoming or outgoing, it's going to be a busy, busy summer. Yet we got people who say, "Oh, we're not going to do anything. Liverpool's not going to do anything." You know how we are. I'm like, but yet if those same people had come out and said Liverpool's not going to do anything, you're going to have your pitchfork out talking all that nonsense. Big up to Christian. What you're saying? He said the reason why I believe Liverpool will do a lot of business in the summer is because a lot of players are leaving, and majority of the players in the squad aren't suited to possession football. Well, I agree. I agree that um, we're gonna lose players, and that's the new football now. Whether you like it or not, you could call it sell to buy. You could call it whatever you want. For some reason. For some reason, people think that Liverpool is the only club that do sell to buy. Again, that's why I tell people, if somebody try to debate you and say FSG out and all the in or whatever, ask him, do you know how football operation is? Do you know how the football is run? If they can't tell you, don't waste your time to debate them. And then keep on moving. Don't waste your breath trying to tell somebody, no, this is not FSG. This is not just no. This summer is probably going to be the busiest summer for EPL that we've seen in a long, long time, because it's not just LFC doing business. City is going to be rebuilding. I'm sorry, I don't see much business coming on the Chelsea side. They will do business, but it's not going to be as crazy as we've seen in the last couple transfer windows, right? Tottenham might do business. Arsenal, I don't think it's going to be too much. Remember, Arsenal has to balance their books. They may balance the books with as far as they've gone in the Champions League. So the further they go, the more money they can spend, right? They spend a lot of money in the last two windows. So they are only focusing on a top striker and another midfielder. So I don't think Arsenal is going to do that much. I think maybe two, three will be stretching it. But some players are going to move on. So that is where they're going to be doing business. Manchester United is broke. They will do business, but it's not going to be that business that people think is going to happen. I'm sorry. Yeah, so this summer is going to be a rebuild. Forest going to be in Europe, whether they're in Champions League or in Europa. They will do some more business. They are Forest is a very tricky club. What's the other club? Newcastle. That's why Newcastle is trying to save their behind, because they are still they are falling between the PSR. So they're going to do business. That's why they need Champions League. So they're going to do business in and out. And then, of course, the bottom half of the clubs also going to be doing business. But Ali is in the building. Wagwan, my brethren. How you doing? Good to see you. He said Man City rebuild won't be easy. They need new goalkeeper, new midfielders. Goalkeeper make market stinks down. Bro, see, people think that Man City is just going to have all this money and they're just going to be back next year. They told us they were going to happen in the January. They did have one good transfer, and that was Mamouche. Gone are the days where you could just bully everybody and buy all their best players. Some of these clubs don't need to sell anymore. And now I'm going to put you guys on game. Look at the other leagues. Bayern can't even buy players like they used to from all the other clubs that they used to bully. Same thing with Real Madrid and Barcelona. Barcelona is broke. Reading those people are on allowance, right? Because of FFP and some, in England we call it PSR. All other leagues also have their own. This is Arsene Wenger's basically pipe dream. This is something that was waiting for. Same thing as Jurgen Klopp. It is working, right? It is working now. It's not working as fast and how everybody wanted it to, but it is working now. You could see, especially in England, you could see the reason why these clubs wanted FFP. The real one. This is not the real one. This is the watered down one. The real one was going to be strict. It was going to be almost as how the U.S. so-called transfer market, the trading of players was supposed to be. But this is the watered down one, and that's why it's taking so long. But now you could see now that clubs are keeping their best players compared to back in the day where a player like, let's say, Mamouche come along halfway through the season, gone. So it's going to be hard for clubs to take players away. And, Irishman says a lot of outs at Chelsea, including the manager. That's what I believe. That's why I believe. And there's going to be a lot of out. Chelsea they have exhausted all their options on how to do business, right? They've given out all these 8-year contracts. They've done all this nonsense. And now they can't do anymore. If they are also about FFP and PSR, like right there. So Champions League is essential for Chelsea this year. Otherwise, this year they can take the hit. Next year they can't. If they don't make it to Europe, especially Champions League for next year books, they are in trouble. Big time. That's why I believe Irishman is saying that the manager might be Carlos. Ale is saying you are asking the wrong question, Kwesi. The question is, will FSG do enough business to cover all the positions we need addressing? I believe they won't, always leaving us short. So let me say this. I say they will. They're not going to be. We are not bringing in 7 new players. So get out of your head. First of all, we have important positions. I say 3 positions that are important that we have to spend some money, a lot of money on those 3 positions. One is a striker, another one is a midfielder, and another center back. Ridiculous money we have to spend on those 3. The spine, that's like literally a new spine that we're going to build. You don't have to believe, but it has to happen. At the end of the day, whether you are like the players they bring in or not, they did their business. Same way when we brought Salah, people didn't like it. Same way we brought Mane, people felt like, yeah, he's a Southampton player, another Southampton player. Yeah, he's all right, but is he the player that's going to take us to the next level? Right? And then guess what happened? At the end of the day, they don't get it wrong. Now, do they do enough? That is the question. Right? That is the question that we're going to see this summer. Are they going to be enough? So we will see. The most I see is 4. I think so too. I think we're going to do 4. The thing is, let's go by position. Goalkeeper, we know. I think Kelleher is going to move on. And then Mashvili is coming. Allison is not leaving. I think Allison has 1 more year. And Allison is back, right? You've seen Allison. There's no goalkeeper on the planet better than him. Courtois is the closest. right? Courtois is the one that you could say, oh, A1, AB, or whatever, right? So Allison, goalkeeper department, we good. So Mamajavili is probably going to come in and deputize, learn from him, and then next year Allison is gone. And we know that Allison and his yearly injuries will happen. So Mamajavili is going to get playing time. And yes, there's a lot of rumors talking about he wants to come in straight away. No, bro, come away and you think being a Liverpool goalkeeper is easy? No, you got to learn. If we're lucky, we will just tell Kelleher to leave for free. So now we have a second, we run it again with those two goalkeepers, right? And then we had Yaros in the background. Defense side, Trent is leaving right now as we know it, right? So we need a right back. We need a center back because Gomez is going to leave. And then I'm pretty sure we need a left back because Simicas or Robo, one of them, and I think it's going to be Simicas moving on. You need Robo, right? So in the defense department, we need a left back, we need a center back, we need a right back. That's three. That's three already, Ali. We already need three in defense. Gomez is gone. Trent, as it is right now, we are assuming he's gone. So it's just Bradley left. So you need a right back. Left back, Simicas and Robo. One of them is gone. So you need to fill that up. So that's three right there. Midfield. I think midfield, they're going to bring one more. Now, Endo and Javi. One of them or two of them are not going to be there anymore. So that's why you're bringing one. Now you be like, why don't you bring two? No, we don't need two because we got kids, Trey and young Rio, who has to come on, right? So there's a pathway for those two kids. We are not going to bring, and that's the part that people need to realize. We are not bringing in any more players to cut off the pathway of those two players. Those two players are going to be part of the team moving forward next year, right? They're not going to have playing. They're going to be the players that's going to supplement the main squad. So midfield, I believe that we bring in one more midfielder. So we are going to spend big in the midfielder next year. So it could be Baliba, whoever, midfielder, right? Whether it's a number 10, like, I want Musiala, right? That's my, guys know me. That's what the dream is. Get Musiala. So that number 10 is probably going to be available, or we're going to bring a destroyer. So Baliba, let's just say Baliba and Musiala. One of them is coming, right? And then the attack, if rumors are to be believed, Nunes is going to move on, right? We know it's either Nunes and Diaz or just Nunes. I think Diaz, they're going to do his contract. They're going to take care of him. Nobody can afford Diaz right now, unless maybe Diaz will stay one more year and then in his last year he moves on, right? So on the attack, we're going to bring one, midfield one, and then defense three. So that's five. That's what I think. He said it will be a net zero transfer window, one in, one out. In the slot system, we cannot go another without reinforcing the midfield. Facts. Big up, Max. How you doing? Good to see you, man. Long time no see. Good to see you. Big up. Don't believe any rumors. Thank you. A lot of people, we haven't even finished. Let's finish the season, and then we can, at least let's win the league, and then we can talk about transfers. But everybody's already talking about who's coming, who's leaving, that kind of foolishness. That's not how it is. Right now, Liverpool needs to win. We got 2 more games to win. There's 6 games left, and out of the 6, we just need 6 points. So 3 times 6, 18. Out of the 18, we need 6 points, which I believe it's going to happen in the next two matches because we have to lift that trophy at Anfield. Alice said, no one believes the rumors. You see, that's funny. Don't believe the rumors go both ways. Some of you guys believe that we know the rumors that, and the people who believe that, oh, FSG is not going to do anything. And then some of you believe that we are going to spend. At the end of the day, something is going to happen in the summer. And I'm pretty sure these guys already have their ducks in a row. This is Edward's regime now. Edward is back. And it's not coincident that when Edwards comes back, we win the league again. I'm just saying, right? Yeah. Some of you guys will believe any negative press about Liverpool and will not believe anything positive about Liverpool until it happened. Like you say, I just want to see it. But if somebody were to say something that you don't like, you run with it. That one to me does not make sense. It's either just wait till you see it or don't believe anything somebody tells you about Liverpool. But for sure, the manager cannot come out and say we are gonna be busy and we're not gonna be busy, because there's gonna be a lot of questions every opportunity that there's a media presence, right? The captain has come out and said that he believes that this summer is gonna be a busy summer. The big three, i.e., Paul Joyce, David Ornstein, and Fabrizio, all have come out and said this summer is going to be a busy summer. Now, a busy summer can mean so many different things. If you have your own expectation and you thinking a busy summer is having 7 in, then when we get 4, you'll be like, nah, that was not busy. At the end of the day, everybody and their granddaddies knows that Liverpool has to reinforce specific positions. So if you are expecting 10 new players, I'm sorry, you're going to be disappointed. I believe minimum is going to be 4. Also, we have to open the pathway for young Trey and young Rio to come through. So we cannot stifle their growth by going and buy players for that. So at the end of the day, Liverpool is going to do what Liverpool does, and it's been successful. Alice said, only the club knows, the rest is wishful thinking. Facts, that's 1000% correct. Busy can be people living. Facts, another correct too. That's also correct. Paul Joyce, Fabrizio, and Ornstein are clickbait journalists that chat rubbish. All of them chat rubbish, but usually they are right. I mean, they were the 3 that broke. I mean, Fabrizio, Paul, and Ornstein are the one who said Salah and Virgil's going to sign a new contract. And it happened. So I'm not going to say they are always 100% correct, but those 3 are usually correct. The rest of them, I don't want to mention name, but the rest of them be making a whole lot of nonsense. And every single time you get the same news from everybody else making, Liverpool and transfers is the biggest clickbait. I think it's Liverpool, Man U, and Arsenal. Those are the biggest clickbaits of, if anybody wants you to read their news, if I want to write an article and I need people to read it, Liverpool, Man U, and Arsenal are the 3 clickbaits. Anything that I report about those 3 clubs, you're getting a lot of people reading it. So it comes with the territory, but it's up to you, the fan, to also be, realistic. You could have a dream of players you want Liverpool to sign, and you could have a realistic dream of players that you think Liverpool is going to sign. We know how Liverpool operates. We spend the money if we need to spend the money, right? You can't tell me, oh, well, Virgil and Allison money came from Coutinho. Okay, we could have said we're not going to spend 75 million on Virgil and go for a cheaper option. We still could use that same money to spend on a cheaper option. So at the end of the day, you can't have your cake and eat it too and say, oh, well, the reason why we bought Virgil because we have Coutinho money. Yes, but that same money could have gotten a cheaper option. So it goes both ways. When Klopp wanted Nunes, he spent what, 80 million to go get him? I mean, right? We spent what, 70 million to get Gravenberg, to get Szoboszlai. So when Liverpool wants to flex his muscle, it does flex his muscle. It's just some people say they don't do enough. At the end of the day, what is enough? We are not Chelsea, who right now they need this Chelsea, who are selling their own club to themselves. That's not Liverpool, right? They've spent all this money and now they have to sell their own club to themselves. They have to sell a hotel just to make whatever, right? Manchester United out here talking about building a 1 billion stadium, 1 billion pound stadium, and they're trying to get the taxpayers to pay for it. That's not Liverpool. We are not Barcelona, who are on on allowance. That's not Liverpool. Liverpool is being smart with our money. We make our own money. We spend our own money. We do not borrow, right? Somebody say, well, FSG give us the money. Exactly, because FSG don't charge you any finance, or should I say interest. Chelsea interest, I don't want to know how. Actually, I want to know the interest that Chelsea needs to spend. Chelsea and Man United, the interest that they have to pay back to their lenders. I know that alone can finance a whole new squad. It's high time to flex some muscle. 1,000%. 1,000%. You know? And this is the time to flex some muscle. You're going to win the league. You cannot afford to make the same mistake you did after you won the Champions League. They can't. I will be gross in negligence beyond the highest order. At the end of the day, we have to be smart. Just because we need to spend money does not mean just go buy players for no reason. Just because we need to buy players does not mean spend. No. Get the right players. That's what Liverpool has always done. Majority of the time, the players that we've gotten has been the right players. Some players, it took time. But most of the time, the players that we have gotten has worked. And that's because, we spend based on what we need. We just don't spend just for the sake of spending. Recently, Liverpool have spent a lot of money in the academy side of this. I think that's why they're looking at in the next 5 years, they're going to look at bringing in more academy players, right? Giving them a pathway. That's the reason why they built that new training center. That's something, I think that's one of the greatest things that Klopp left Liverpool. Building, making sure that they build that training center instead of waiting till a couple years down the line. When the money was there, he said, nope, let's build that training center right now. Within a year, that thing was done. So that is a club that is going in the right direction. Right now, in the last 10 years, Liverpool are consistently winning trophies. Whether it's a small trophy or a big trophy, we are winning. Back in the day, it was like every 10 years we win one. So Liverpool in the right direction. The idea is some people wants to win all the time, and that's, as Liverpool fan, that's what you should expect. That's bare minimum you should expect. So this summer they have to flex their muscle. This is where you scare the rest of the chasing pack. Already you are a champion, and then you go back and you what they call it, you make your squad stronger. Hence the reason why I believe they're gonna spend a lot of money on 2 or 3 players, one being a striker and a midfielder. Now the rumors are kickers. Wasn't it kickers or whatever his name is from Bournemouth? I'm gonna tell you this. This is something that I've learned from Liverpool when it comes to transfers. They like to do smoke screens. Usually, the person or the player that everybody's talking about is not the player that they go after. So, with this kicker stuff, I know he's a good player. Knowing Liverpool, they'll make you look something here, and then they're on this side doing something else. So, we will see. Personally, we will see. I think we do need a left back. Trent is leaving. We need a right back, and I think we need another center back. So already the defense, we need 3 players. We need 3 players moving forwards, right? And right now, I believe that Konate will sign a new contract. I think that Diaz will get a new contract. I don't think Diaz is going anywhere. I think Diaz will stay. Big up to ManDem in the building. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. We appreciate you guys. Get involved, man. Talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Don't just let me be the only one talking all that nonsense. Let's chat. Let's chat. But yeah, I think Diaz will sign a new contract. Nunes might be the only one who leaves. I don't think Chiesa is leaving. I think we will get a big time striker for sure, an out and out striker. My pick is Isak. Midfield, I think we will bring a midfielder. We will spend a lot of money on midfield, and then the 3. So right there alone, you got 5 players right there. It said, I am a Diaz hater, but low key, I don't mind him being in the squad. Left wing mark, exactly. See, this is the thing that people don't get. Liverpool, we do have some very good players. The problem is they're not consistent enough sometimes. So they have a lot of, up and downs. But already we have a very, very good squad. The idea is to make our squad stronger. So some of these players should not be leaving. Diaz should not go anywhere. Who's going to spend 75 million on Diaz? Right now, the clubs that can afford it don't need a left winger. Those who need him don't have money. And I don't think Diaz is going to Saudi Arabia right now. Maybe a year or 2. But I don't think, not maybe a year. Maybe in the next 2 years, then I can see him going to Saudi Arabia. But I don't think Diaz is... Barcelona definitely don't have the cash unless they're going to sell one of their superstars. The reason why people side-eye the left-wing goal scorer record is because they know Night Aaron scoring a lot. That's why if you bring somebody like Isak, that take pressure off those guys, right? The wings don't have to be scoring a lot of goals. Then they supplement, they give the passes to the main guy to score. The game is changing. We are going back to out-and-out strikers scoring more goals than the wingers are scoring the goals. Yes, big-time striker and winger. Dance and Dog. I think Dog is going to be sold. Dance, I think they'll keep him for another year on loan. Both left wingers' numbers aren't that bad. Exactly. And next year, we need them to do the same thing. Shout out and big up to my brethren, Liverpool 12 man. Long time no see, brother. Big up yourself. People, please go see Liverpool 12 man's channel. Another one of the hard working men in the biz. big time LFC content creator. And like I told you guys, I don't support anybody who does not, is not moral enough for me. And Liverpool 12 man is part of that family. So please, big up to the brethren, man. But if Liverpool buys another left wing, we should get either Eze or Lookman. Eze is injury prone. Lookman is not consistent. Lookman has just gotten 2 years of good play. I do not think that he is a Liverpool player. If we're gonna get another person, then go get Etiquette like everybody's saying, or Ekite or whatever his name is. If Diaz is bought by nobody, I'll get him a taxi to Colombia. Diaz is not going anywhere. He wants to stay. He wants to stay. The idea is he's waiting for Liverpool to give him a better contract, more money basically. And right now, you can't tell me there's 5 left wingers better than Diaz right now. Who are you replacing him with? I don't think Eze is good, but injuries, no. I'm not in the Eze. He's good. Like, if you have him in the squad, great. Now, the player that if you let Diaz go, the player that I will get is Bournemouth's what's his name? Semenyo. That will be the player that I will get. He's not the next Mane, but he gives you a Mane-like performance, right? And if he's consistent, he's a problem. He's basically Eze, who is always fit. That's what I'll get. Big up, big up, big up, big up. Said Ekitike is a light-skinned Nunes flash in the pan forward. That's cold. That's cold. To be fair, Diaz is on a very low money. Exactly. So if Liverpool double it, the man stays. Yes, he may want to play for Barcelona in the future. Every South American player, that's their pipe dream. But nah. Yeah, Semenyo. Semenyo is the guy. If you're going to sell Diaz, you need to bring Semenyo in there. That is the player right now. I will replace him with old man McManaman. I see you don't like Diaz. Paxo is a very good left wing. I did get him over Semenyo. Really? Nah, and yes, I may be a little bit biased. He's the countryman, but still, Semenyo is a problem. He is a problem. I'll get Kudus. Why don't we get Kudus? Kudus can play across the front three, so he can deputize for Salah, or he can change with Gakpo. Just get Kudus, but Diaz should be on peanut for hugging the ball and doing nothing with it. Diaz has been the best player since we came back from international break. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong, Max. Mitoma will cook that left. Mitoma. I don't think you are wrong. But ain't it funny that not too many big clubs are going after him? That's why I'm always looking. Yes, I know certain clubs. There's a certain clubs that he can. I think Mitoma would do very well at Spurs. He could probably replace Song. Or even Song decides to stay, you shift Song to the attacking to number 10 role and put Mitoma on the left. That would be a very good problem to have. But then you already have what's their I forgot his name. They are number 10 right now, who also plays on the left. So that's not gonna work. Yes, sir. Kudus is the dude, man. I've been telling people Kudus is the guy. If Liverpool get Kudus, that would be a good shot. I'll bring them both, Kudus and Semenyo. Nah, I want my forwards available all the time. Also, PXO has played in the CL Cooking Man City at the Etihad. But Semenyo doesn't get injured often. Semenyo does not get injured often. Same is Kudus. It's a great, but he gets injured all the time. Big up, Loss. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Good to see you. He said, what the sauce is saying. Bachetic, Martin, and Melo, or Musiala, Isak, and Clovets. Oh, my goodness. My sources told you guys that Virgil's contract, there's progress. And then what happened, right? My sources has never led us wrong. Musiala has still not signed the contract at Bayern. Somebody tell me, show me that he has signed that contract. He has been offered a contract. Bayern has offered him a contract, but he hasn't signed it. Somebody show me that. The pipe dream. Get me Nico Williams, get me Musiala, and get me Isak. That's what we're rolling with. You bring me those three, it's a wrap. Champions League, EPL, all season, every year. I'm not a big fan of Cloverts. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan. Same thing with that kid Xavi that everybody thinks that, he's what's it called? Xavi Simmons. Nah. I'd rather take Cloverts than Xavi Simmons. Right? But Celtic, I don't know. But Celtic is starting to play a little bit better at Real Betis. But this summer, training camp, he has to prove that he's still going to be playing for Liverpool. Otherwise, it's a wrap. He might go back on loan. And when Liverpool send you on loan 2 times, it's over. I think they're going to sell Martin. Yeah. Melo. Who's Melo? Give me that. I forgot his name. But Bacetic has an opportunity to prove himself because Liverpool needs an out-and-out bulldozer in midfield, right? Gravenberg did very well, but then he started burning out. McAllister, he's a bruiser, but he gets bruised more than he bruises other people. So we need somebody who can play with either of them. Or you bring in another number 10 to shift Soboslai back into the 6. So you got Soboslai, Gravenberg, and McAllister fighting for that 2 holding position. And then you bring in a number 10 like Musiala in that 10 role. Now, another player people are looking at is KDB. I would take KDB and put him in a number 10 role. And I know people say, oh, he can't run anymore. I'm not bringing KDB to come run like how Klopp had Thiago run around like that. I'm bringing KDB for the games that we have clubs or teams that sit back and, give us a big wall of China, right? I'm bringing KDB for those games. I will bring KDB to play number 10 when we have teams who are stubborn. Right? Because he is the one. Imagine KDB sitting behind Isak. Those passes that he was giving to Haaland will be going to Isak. He doesn't have to play 90 minutes. Give KDB 60 minutes of 35 minutes. That's all you need to give him. He is a luxury player. He's not there to do the dog work. If you don't get Musiala, bring KDB. Yes, you bring KDB. You have 3 number 10s. You got McAllister, you got Soboslai, and then you got KDB. And then in the holding 2, you got McAllister, you got Soboslai, and then you got Gravenberg. I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He says, Semenyo, Pixel are better suited in the slot system. They are the perfect profile to play on the wing. I agree. Add kudos to that list too. Holding and touching the ball more than everyone is not special. It's wasting the time to pass the ball. Diaz, please, for God's sake, have one. Nope, Diaz is not a one-touch football. Diaz's job is to create chaos on one side of the field so that everybody else can be part of it. Because when he does that, that frees Salah. Remember when Salah first came in, it was Salah doing the same thing and Mane doing the same thing. So teams were stretched right through the middle. And then you had Bobby. The problem with that was we did not have midfielders to take advantage of that to score more goals. We had industrials midfielders like Gini and Henderson. If we had goal scorers like somebody like, say, Rice and Odegaard with those two players, but the problem is with those two players, you needed industrials midfielders. So we couldn't be greedy, right? Because this job that Bobby was doing, if we had goal scoring midfielders like, say, Valverde, who does both, he's industrials and he can score a goal, and you had him with Mane and Salah with right behind, oh my God, right? So you need Diaz to do what he's doing so that Salah gets free, because what happened is when Diaz is causing chaos on that left side, it stretches the teams apart, and Salah just have to get the ball and do what Salah does. Right now, hence the reason why Salah has scored a lot of goals and given a lot of assists, because right now Salah is getting more one-on-one games compared to a couple years ago where he was double team, triple teams. If Diaz put more goals in the net, which this year he has, then he'll be a very dangerous player. Semedo will off to AFCON every 2 years. Well, next AFCON will be in the summer. So in the next 4 years, he's going to be there. Musiala Isak will cost 300 million. We are Liverpool. Where is this imaginary money coming from? Why do you make you think that's cost 100 million? Musiala right now has 1 year left. If he doesn't sign his contract next year, he's going for free. You didn't check that, right? Isak is gonna cost you between 75 to 105, and that's England's tax. Musiala is not worth over 100. Musiala is at most you're gonna pay is 85. And who said Liverpool don't have money? You're gonna sell Nunes. You're possibly gonna sell Diaz. Those two alone, that's 120. Yeah, Isak is not gonna cost 180. Come on, brother. Come on. Where are you getting this imaginary money coming from? Yes, bring KDB home. Hashtag bring KDB home. I'm with you on that one. I have watched Semenyo a lot. He spams shots, needs to work on placing his shot like against Fulham. Remember, that's why Mane used to be when he was Southampton. Remember, yeah, Mane scored a lot of goals at Southampton, but he got better when he came to Liverpool. And even when he came to Liverpool, every year he got better and better and better. To the year that he scored, he did the joint golden boot with Salah and Aubameyang. So Semenyo do needs to finish his final third for sure. But if you have a striker that can score a lot of goals, Semenyo don't need to be scoring all those goals. And that's why we, Liverpool, need a striker. Personally, Jota is not going anywhere because Jota is going to be your impact player. Jota coming off the bench is scary because you never know. He's not going to play like the other striker, but he's going to cause you problem. Any little chance he gets, net. You know what I mean? So big up to Mark, man. Thank you so much for coming through. He said Isak will cost 180, Musiala 150. Who told you this? That ain't gonna happen. Musiala, this is his fine. This is if Musiala doesn't sign his contract, he has 1 more year. So that 150 comes down to 90. That's why I said 85. Right? Musiala, 85, you get him. Isak, you're not paying more than 100. Isak between 75 to 100, or maybe 105. He's not signing a new contract, and I think next year is his final year. He's been to if Max. How long has he been to Newcastle? I think this is his third year, right? So he has 2 more left. Yeah, nah, he's not gonna be that much, spend that much. He says time we sell Jota, injury prone, never available when big games turns up. That's why I said you need to bring a bigger striker, whether it's Isak or who. I'm not looking at anybody. Isak is my guy. I know a lot of people are talking, but I'm going with Isak. But Jota, if you bring Jota off the bench, that injury is gonna go down, right? That injury will go down. So personally, Jota should not be starting. The reason why he's starting now is because Nunes has not, for some reason, Nunes have given up. One thing that the manager said was, we know that he doesn't score a lot of goals, but one thing that Nunes used to do well was he used to play hard, right? He won't score the goal, but he will play hard. Now he doesn't even play hard. And he wasn't even on the bench against West Ham. So is the manager saying that I've given up on him or what? There's a couple players that the manager don't see next year. Harvey Elliott, to me, is one of them. He said Isak is my guy also, but he won't be the price you're saying. I promise you, Isak is not going to be over 105 million. If they do that, remember, they are also in trouble. They are in PSR. That's why they're fighting tooth and nail to make it to the Champions League. The only way they keep him is because they are in Champions League. And Isak right now, if he wants to be one of the big dogs like what's his name, Haaland, he needs to move on to a bigger club. I'm sorry, Newcastle is a huge club, but there's levels to this. He said Jota doesn't trust his body anymore. Sad to see. Jota, I think last year the same thing happened. And then at the beginning of the season, he started playing well. So we will see. Personally, I don't think they're going to sell him. You need a player like Jota because he is the player that is coming off the bench. Elliott should want to move on for his own career. He's not developing with the little minutes he gets. I agree. The reason why is Elliott doesn't even know what his game is. That left wing cut into your left side and shoot it at top corner like Salah does. That style of football is dead. A lot of teams don't need that anymore. These days, a lot of teams, when you're on the wing, they want a direct attacker like Kudus, like Semenyo, like Paxo, those type of players, right? Nico Williams. Look at Dembele, right? They are direct. They coming straight down your throat. Harvey doesn't have that. His defensive side of the game is lacking majorly. So that means he has to shift into the middle. He has to be a number 10. He has to play like Shaqiri. Actually, he can't play like Shaqiri because Shaqiri was more like a Salah type. And those type of players these days, nobody is checking for them anymore. People are not going for wingers to bring in goals. They're going for through the middle and number 9 and number 10 to score all the goals. So Elliott has to work really, really hard to find a club. I think he could find a top 8 club. He can go to Brighton. Brighton will be a good spot for him. Bring me Kudus and Semenyo and Mitoma, and I'll be happy. Will cost around 175 for all 3 Liverpool money. Mitoma, nah. Semenyo and Kudus, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And then you add me on, you put Isak at the top. Bring KDB in there for free. KDB is coming in for free. His salary, we can pay his salary because he's coming for free. And I don't think KDB wants to go to Saudi right now. Your thought on Jamie Gittens from BVB? I mean, he's good, but is he consistent enough though? That's the thing with Dortmund players. When they are in Dortmund, they play very, very well. But when they go elsewhere, there's been only two players from Dortmund who have played well, and that's Haaland and Birmingham. I said Birmingham. Jude, right? We said, oh, what about Dembele? Dembele, remember, now is we seen Dembele, and this is not even the Dembele that we saw at Dortmund or even at Bayern. This is a Dembele who works hard. Aubameyang, okay, but lately, most of the players, can you mention any player that left Dortmund that has kept the same? I mean, Sancho messed it up for everybody. Right? I'm not saying he's not good, but I'm more like, is he consistent enough to play for Liverpool? That's my question. He said, how many Dortmund games everyone watched this season? They not have been playing well. I mean, you could see from where they are on the table. Yesterday, Barcelona knew they were already through, so they didn't really go hard. But Dortmund this year has not been a good Dortmund. I'm sorry. He said, is it only the... See, and that's a good question because Liverpool fans are notorious for that. Everybody wanted, what's his name? The guy at Atletico Madrid. What's his name? The striker who left City. Was it? Somebody help me. This guy has been in City all these years, and everybody said he wasn't good enough. He didn't score enough goals. Now, all of a sudden, oh, I would take him over Isak. Alvarez, thank you. Alvarez, nobody wanted Alvarez when he was in a City. The amount of chances he was getting and he wasn't scoring the goals. Jota was scoring more goals than Alvarez when fit. But he goes to Atletico Madrid, had one or two good games, scoring goals, and all of a sudden, oh, we should get Alvarez. He should come to Liverpool. And I think that's what Max is saying, because yesterday of one game, we need consistent goal scorers, right? Liverpool cannot afford to not have a consistent goal scorer because Salah is not going to be there all the time. Salah is not going to be taking the boat of all our goals all the time. So we need somebody to come in who is a goal scorer. He said left wing and slot system have to be pacey, have the ability to move beyond defenders and create for the striker. Exactly. Hence the reason why I say Kudos, Semenyo, who's the other guy? I mean, if we get Nico Williams, yes. But I don't think Nico Williams this year didn't play too well, so maybe you could get him for a cheap because of that. Christian say I wanted Alvarez last summer. I mean, Alvarez is a hardcore. He plays well. He plays really, really well. He's a hardcore player, and the system that he's at right now fits him perfectly. Those are the teams that he needs to be at. But if you're going to rely on him to score goals, that we need players to score goals because we can't just let Salah is the only one who score goals, then, he's not. He's Gittins isn't the player after one game that people have. Oh, my God. But LFC went for him before they sold him. The deal broke down when City got greedy and asked for Diaz. Pep love Lucho. I didn't even know that one. That story is starting to come out. I didn't know. I mean, I remember there was a report that Liverpool looked at him, but there's no way City was going to sell to us. Nah, City is not selling to a direct rival. That is not happening. The player can come to us for free, like Milner and possibly KDB, but there's no ways. Can you imagine City sold us Alvarez, and then we win the league. Oh my God. Nico Williams isn't good enough. He had a very bad season this year. I'll give you that. Alvarez is proven at the city level. Ishak. Wait, what? Christian. Christian, you didn't just say that. Oh, Christian, you didn't just say that. Am I tripping, or Christian just say Alvarez is proven at the elite level? Isak isn't. You did not just say that. Oh my Lord. Oh, Liverpool fans sometimes. Oh my gosh. You did not just say that. Pep, please take the ball hogger off me. I will get the taxi. Diaz is not going anywhere. Lucho is staying. Lucho is staying. But one thing before we get out of here, let me say this. Liverpool, we do have some miserable fans. They claim to be supporters. Yesterday was a very special day for Liverpool. Justice for the 97. But yet, we had some fans who were using that day to demonize current players. Somebody posted on Twitter or X that Liverpool are becoming worse than Liverpool fans are starting to becoming more and more worse than Arsenal fans, and I'm starting to believe that. I like that. I click like for that quote. It's becoming boring. It's annoying. You can't tell me you are a Liverpool fan and you spend most time demonizing your own player, and then you expect the player to go do great things. Remember, there's a quote by one of our greatest. He said, "Don't support us when we win if you're not going to support us when we lose." When somebody is wearing a Liverpool crest, support. You have the right to criticize them. That's why it's called constructive criticism. Don't just shit on him. Don't just talk trash. Don't call him up. And that is not Liverpool. I don't remember when the Liverpool fans started doing this. This has never been a Liverpool thing. There's a reason why they say Liverpool fans know football. And these new fans are not Liverpool fans. I'm sorry. We have some rival fans who are infiltrating our fan base, and they are not Liverpool fans through and through. Yesterday was a special day. And I'm not going to mention the players that they were demonizing because it doesn't make. But we do starting to have some miserable Liverpool fans out there. And for a club like Liverpool, we are unbearable for a reason. The reason why Liverpool fans are unbearable is because we are the best. So fans, other rival fans hate us. The difference between us and Man U fans is Man U fans are just trash. Let's be honest. That's why I did this experiment. It was my friend. We were in Las Vegas. I'm wearing the Liverpool jersey and he's wearing the Manchester United jersey. And we were with another person who knew nothing about football. And he came up, he said, why is it that the Manchester United jersey is attracting more negative response from anybody who sees us? That is the Liverpool that I grew up with. And right now, when you go on X, you can't tell the difference between an Arsenal fan, a Manchester United fan, and a Liverpool fan. And I'm sorry, this is starting to become sad. And for us, we can't ask the club to change. This had nothing to do with FSG. This has nothing to do with the club or the players. This is us, the fans. We need to change. We always sit here and cry and moan about the players needs to do this, the players needs to do that, the manager needs to do this, the owners needs to do that, the owners needs to, all this foolishness. But yet we, the fans, we feel like we don't have to do anything. And personally, it is becoming sad. And I'll say it again. I was wearing a Liverpool jersey, the Adidas one with the Carlberg, the one that when Torres first came to Liverpool, he was wearing. My friend was wearing an AIG Manchester United, and another friend of ours who had no football sense. He know nothing about football. And we walking on Las Vegas Strip, and every time somebody see us three, there was a negative towards the Manchester United fan jersey. I mean, and he was like, "Why is it like that?" And I'm saying again, that is the Liverpool that I grew up with. We are unbearable, yes, but we wear it very well. We are the trendsetters. That's the reason why we're unbearable. We are the trendsetters. Everything that is good about football, especially in England, is because Liverpool did it first. Majority of them. But now all we see is moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning and moaning. Like the guy said, he said Liverpool fans are becoming worse than Arsenal fans. And that is sad to see. That is really, 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 really sad to see. And I'm glad that Anfield does not reflect what social media reflects. Anfield is the great equalizer. Anfield is the cathedral where when you go in, whatever Anfield said is what goes. And majority of us follows Anfield. But we have a lot of fan base who are on social media or on whether it's on X or YouTube or whatever, who are tarnishing the Liverpool fan base. Now, I'm not talking about the club. I'm not talking about the players, and I'm not talking about the owners. The fan base. Liverpool fan base were known to be the best. Our ethos was what everybody used to copy. Hence the reason why Dortmund sings "You Never Walk Alone." What's the other club? I think it's Celtic or Rangers also sings it. When you like, tell me other clubs that other people copy the most. Arsenal have copied us to the T where they sing "Ale Ale Ale" like they created it. What have they won to be saying that we won a lot? And this is going to be something I'm going to stand on this coming transfer window. You guys are going to hate me, whether you are FSG in or FSG out. If I feel like you are not a fan that makes me being a Liverpool fan look good, oh, I'm coming on you. Oh, I'm going to come hard on you. This has nothing to do of blindly supporting something. No, we all have the right to criticize. And being a fan or a supporter is always when you see something you don't like, you say constructively. Hey, Virgil, why did you cause that goal? Why did you create that chance? Or whatever. But right now, I'm sorry. It's not like that. But I just wanted to say that and let people know. He said Ishak has dealt with the big teams and big games last 2 seasons, prove his worth. Yeah, he played against tough teams and he still caused a lot of problems. He's scoring goals at a higher clip, more than Haaland right now. Look at Isak's goal record. Associated majority of his goals comes against the big teams where teams aren't playing pragmatic football. Can Isak score goals for a team? Well, he hasn't played in a team where he will get a lot of chances. And we know when he gets a lot of chances, he bags them. And that has been Liverpool's problem. Newcastle right now is basically 17-18. Liverpool. Isak thrives in a team that plays transition as amazing. And we do still play transition. And this year, Onslaught has shown that we can play multiple ways. Could be because some of these fans have not gone through the bad times to appreciate the good, so they don't emulate the Reds culture. Thank you, 12 men. Thank you. And when you say that, they'll be like, "Oh, we don't care, bro. You just in diapers. You were not there when." I'm not even gonna bring it. But thank you for saying that, 12 men. Social media is toxic in general. Facts. Liverpool 12 man, yes sir. Big up. Sorry, supported Liverpool from 1970. I supported the club, not the players. Some I love, some I hate. That was from day one. You don't have to love all your squad, but you don't have to demonize your squad either. That's it. If you're a Liverpool supporter, that's why the great quote came in. Don't support us when we win. Support us, especially when we lose and you're not there. If you're a supporter, you support what you like and what you don't like. Mark, I agree. It doesn't help promote the culture truly. Yes. Love Fowler, Torres Suarez, hate Owen Diaz. That's fine. You don't have to like him, but it doesn't make sense. And that's why nobody said you have to like. But me, if this is what I believe, Max. If I'm not a player FC and I'm an LFC, that means anybody who wears the badge, I'm supporting. I'm sorry. Anybody who wears the badge, I'm supporting. Suarez embarrassed the badge numerous times. I don't remember when Diaz did or Owen did it. Yeah, he went and played for Man U after that. Yeah, you dead to me. But Suarez playing for the club disrespected the club to the worst part he could possibly be. Coutinho chooses not to play for the club. But Trent is the snake. Okay. My personal opinion, if we expect our team to be top class, then we as fans should be too. Facts. That should be bare minimum. Bare minimum. Slot is a non-transitional manager, but due to squad personnel, he didn't change much. I like Isak, but the jury will be out on him. I'm going to say this. Imagine all the chances that we created. What do you think will be the percentage that if Isak was at the end of it, let's say out of 20? You know what I mean? A lot of people want Cunha, but Cunha, he's not as out and out striker. Players like that, when we hit a brick wall, they can't break them down. You need somebody when he's a one chance, one goal striker. That's what I'm saying. And I believe Isak is. But yeah, man, this is what thank you so much for all you people, my community for joining me. He said most teams will play with a low block. Not all the time. A lot of times I think we believe that most team plays low block, but a lot of times it's not like that. We create, even when, Manchester United low block, but we created 35 chances and we didn't score one. Cunha isn't a gunman and has a poor attitude. See? I'm just saying, Liverpool, we have a no dickhead policy. So it's not just any player can come in through the door. But thank you so much for people rocking with me. I appreciate you guys. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, that's what being a football fan is. We can have a respectful disagreement. Big up to yourself for helping your brother coming through. So please hit the like button, share, subscribe. We'll be back again. Like I said, 2 more games. Let's support the lads. It's a battle, a struggle, but we are almost there. 2 wins. 2 wins. Liverpool 2. All right. But again, Liverpool fans, we got to do better. We got to do better. It doesn't matter when you started supporting the club. If you support LFC, I don't see how you should hate anybody who wears the uniform. You don't have to like him, but don't hate him. Don't demonize him. Don't trash talk him. It makes no sense. We make fun of other clubs who do the same thing to their players, but Liverpool, we class. Big up to ManDem. Appreciate you, Crazy Bold. Peace. Hey.